Pacific One News, the news web leader, your exposure to the world.
Happy to see you once again here. India is quite important for our process. India is the country who supported this idea from the very beginning, and not just supported, mentally and financially contributed to our development, taking into account that 5 Indian diplomats were seconded by your government, and India leading several directions of our interactions. First and foremost, India is coordinator in combating terrorism, which became the separate measure, confidence-building measure, and I know that some of our member states would like to support India in this endeavor, to be elected as a co-coordinator, which is fine. India also is co-coordinator for human dimension, the huge chapter in our catalog of confidence-building measures. India is also quite important in energy security, and it is my understanding that for India is also quite important the CBM for transport and corridors. So India nominated its high-ranking or high representative office to the think tank forum, and I'm going to see colleagues tomorrow, the Indian Council of World Affairs. I'm also going to call the member of our Business Council and the member of Youth Council. So it's a number of consultations. Of course, I will have very extensive consultation in the Ministry of External Affairs, because as you following, CICA entered into the new phase of its development since in 2022, our leaders agreed to transform it into a full-fledged international organization, although I always advocating that CICA is already the organization, but we need maybe to improve some of our institutional structure, but also the main idea of transformation is to reflect the new role of Asia in the global affairs and to elevate the level of interaction and cooperation among the CICA member states. So following the decision taken by leaders last year, and I'm very happy to tell you that ministers, with support of Secretariat and initiated by chairmanship, they agreed on the concrete agenda of this transformation. So our distinguished ministers were able to put before CICA, before Secretariat as well and member states, the 8 clusters of our further development into the full-fledged international organization. There are very nitty-gritties. I will not go into all details, but in our brochure you have all these 8 clusters. What that means. If you have any question, I am ready to elaborate on that in more detail. India again, it's a place of Raisina dialogue, where every year academia, politics, economic agents coming and just questioning what is next, what are the new future and what would be in the future. And I'm also be part of Raisina Dialogue in its section devoted to multilateralism, because it is absolute. It's a kind of it's a podcast panel. I don't know what is that concrete, but I will probably leave that and then I will tell you. But it is my understanding that they will somehow filming that and then probably will release it through the internet, or I don't know exactly, whatever. But I will advocate multilateralism definitely, because in the current very challenging times, the only way to tackle these challenges, which has a cross-border nature, so we can address it only by joining of our efforts, by multilateral approach, by agreeing how we can tackle. So this is the main reasons why I'm here, and definitely it's again my pleasure to see you, and I thank you for your interest. I thank for your constant support to CICA as a great manifestation of 28 member states, 10 observer states, to have Asia more developed, to have Asia more secure, and to have Asia more prosperous.
Pacific One News, the news web leader, your exposure to the world.